this is going to be a very special combo video. This is the overview video for the new Ultimate Flow chart template setup. I've got 4 new templates included in the Ultimate Flow chart templates. This is available in the MMT CHART TEMPLATES product. So if you already have the chart templates, this is now available in your WAP user area. And then we've also got about 20 seconds left until the market opens. So I'm going to be showing you how I use this chart template setup in the live markets. This is the same setup that I've been using for the past couple weeks. Alright, the market's open. See if I can find some good trades today. I've got a 1-minute ES chart. I've got a 5-minute NQ chart, a 1-minute NQ chart, and a 60-minute NQ chart. On the 1-minute and 5-minute charts, I've got the flow stack showing me the delta for both the NQ and the ES. And besides measuring the delta on both instruments, it's also measuring the moving average trend on both instruments. And it's painting these candles red or green when there is confluence across both instruments. I'll show you all of the settings and all the indicators involved a little bit later in the video. So we had a big pump up after the earnings reports, then gave it all back, then popped right back up. Now we're getting a hefty pullback. Alright, I just grabbed my first trade. I took a kind of risky bounce long. We started hesitating at this level. We got positive delta coming in on both instruments. I was looking for a pullback up to the VWAP. We penetrated pretty fast and furious as we first approached VWAP. So I was looking for at least a little bit of pullback towards the VWAP area. We got the pullback right up to VWAP, and now we are resuming the downtrend. This is also a daily 50% level where we were getting the holdup on the ES. So you'll notice as I adjust my charts as need be, these flow stack numbers just stay perfectly stacked. That is some genius in engineering by my coder. So thanks to my coder for doing such a great job on the flow stack. Hanging in there for as long as it took to get that thing finished. Just grabbed another bounce long. We're right at this 50% level from the 1 hour time frame. Starting to get some slowdown. Candles are getting smaller. We had some positive delta coming in. We are also at value area low and London center. This is from the extra levels indicator. And also on the ES, we had some double key levels. We had a strong volume level from the key levels, and we had a 4-hour 50% level. And with these bigger moves, it is pretty easy to get in 10-point scalps this morning. So there's another 10 points. Added some more micros to the pile. We had a polarity washout signal as well as we were coming down. So I'm looking for as many things to line up in my favor before I take a trade. Looking over at the 60-minute chart, we had some decent buying in this area, so we are getting a little hold up. And then we've got yesterday's point of control, which if we make it down to that level, I'll definitely be checking out the current price conditions to see if a bounce trade might be warranted. We've got a previous session value area high right here below whole number. I've got the composite 3-day VWAP, then another cluster of key levels down below. Got some larger clusters of key levels down below on the 1-minute chart as well. So I definitely think we're going to get a hold up sometime between here and all these key levels. Just got into another long. Check out the key level situation here. London Open and a 50% Wicks level. The London Open is from the key levels indicator. The 50% Wicks level is from the MMT 50/50. We got a bottom wick on this candle. Delta was drying up on the NQ, only -3. And then intra-bar, we got a polarity washout signal. That's what made me finally push the button. Right after this signal appeared intra-bar on the 5-minute. Went for a long there. Was able to get a little bit more than 10 points. And the micros continue to be stacked. I took all short trades yesterday, and today I've taken all long trades. Why I do the things I do, we may never know. This is not financial advice. I do not offer any kind of educational services. Just doing my thing. I think everyone sees the market a little bit differently. Everyone's going to have their own unique perspective. And ultimately, I do believe that trading is a completely personal journey. And the best teacher is personal experience and time in the markets. Trading is possibly one of the craziest careers you could possibly choose. With over a 90% chance of failure, I think the people that are going to make it are going to make it. They're just going to keep trying things and honing their craft and everyone else is probably going to be smart and find something better to do with their lives. But either way, there is no magic indicator, no magic chart workspace setup that's going to make anyone a better trader overnight. So even as amazing as the MMT indicators are, I can use them pretty decently because I created them, I know them inside out, and I've been trading the same style for many years. There's just no guarantees that anyone else is going to find any benefit from these. And the realistic truth is that probably around 90% of people that try out these indicators will just move on to something else. One of the many reasons I do not offer any kind of free trials. I've got a copious amount of videos showing the indicators in all kinds of different market conditions, all kinds of different ways to use them. They're simply tools that are showing different points of data, different kind of measurements. It all comes down to personal preference and what you want to see measured on your charts. So there's my little anti-sales blurb. Thanks for listening. So you might have remembered me mentioning yesterday's point of control on the 60-minute. Came right down to that area. We're getting a mighty rejection. The next major area I'm looking at down below is the pivot point area around 220. Then also around 220, we've got this mega cluster of key levels. And then right below we have Asia low and London low. So we're gonna get some hold up of some kind, and if we penetrate fast and furious, we'll get a little bit of a pullback somewhere up around this area. Unless some crazy random news comes out. I just took a long down here at this cluster of key levels. We had a bunch of positive delta start pouring in intra-bar here right away. As soon as I saw that, I hopped into the long. It filled me for 10 points on the leader account. I don't even know what I got on the follower accounts. Looks like I got around 8 points or so. You can change the font size of your control panel layout. I've got mine pretty small so I can fit more accounts. If the font size is bigger, then I have to have this window taking up a lot more space. And since I've just got the one screen setup, I like to have the control panel as small as possible. So we're getting some hold up at the 3-day composite VWAP here. This green dashed line, this is part of the extra levels indicator. We came down right to this 50% level from the 1 hour time frame. Bounced up 25 points. I considered taking a long here with a little bit of positive delta creeping in, but I was really wanting to wait, see if we got a little bit deeper here, closer to the pivot point in this mega cluster. So I'm just kind of waiting and watching and looking at price action here. We came down right to yesterday's New York Open on the ES, rejected right off of that level. You don't need to have the ES chart on your setup if it's just too much to look at. Often I just focus on the 5-minute, 1-minute, and 60-minute NQ, but I definitely do gain some insight looking at the key levels on the ES and the basic price action. All right, we're coming down pretty fast and furious. We got a washout signal here. There's the 10 points. We came right down to this cluster, right where I was looking. I mentioned looking for a test of this cluster a few times earlier this morning. We got the polarity washout signal as we were coming down. We're right down here at Asia low, right in between a couple of previous session value area highs and lows. And you see we're getting a mighty bounce to the upside. I got my 10-point fill, up over 50 points on the day for all the accounts. And that's in less than a half hour. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. We got about 1 minute to go until 10 o'clock. I'm just gonna call it a day there. And for the sake of my sanity in having to edit all this video, I think I took 4 or 5 trades today, all winners. Had a 100% day yesterday. So on the 60-minute chart, I've got the ultimate HEIKIN ASHI. This is painting the outlines of the candle, but the inside of the candles are just painted according to if they're an up candle or a down candle. That way I can see the HEIKIN ASHI trend and the direction of the candle. I've got the MMT Greek profile in Delta profile mode, showing me where there's been previous areas of strong buying and selling. I've got the 20-period SMA. I've got the MMT key levels on the chart, but it's a very simplified layout of the key levels. I'm not showing a lot of the key levels that are possible with this indicator. And then I've got the built-in pivot points. So check it out, polarity washout signal, flow stack turns bullish. Very nice move to the upside here. On the 1-minute chart, I've got the MMT Ultimate POC, 20-period SMA, 4-period SMA, 250-period SMA. I've got the market maker chart buttons. I've got the ultimate VWAP. I've got the 50-50, and the key levels. I've got the MMT polarity. This is just showing me the washout signals, not the imbalance signals. I've got the stronger washout settings, 2022 and 2, and this is calculating on price change. I've got the MMT flow stack on the chart, showing me the delta number above the candles. My delta thresholds are 0 and 0 for the main chart instrument of the NQ 1 minute. And then I've got the second instrument enabled, an ES 1 minute chart. So for the signal conditions, I'm using the delta number threshold and the moving average trend with a 4-period SMA. So both the NQ and the ES must have positive delta and be above the 4-period SMA, or negative delta and be below the 4-period SMA. And if that happens, I'm not printing signal arrows, but I am printing the trend bars. I've got the bars in the outline, so it's painting the candles green or red when all those conditions align. And then I've got the brand new final countdown indicator on the chart. It's got a timer running in the upper right corner of the chart. I do not have any of the audio alerts set up on the 1 minute chart. I do, however, have the audio alerts set up on the 5 minute chart. So here's the 5 minute chart. Here's the MMT final countdown. You'll see I have an audio alert enabled. It gives me this custom audio alert that I made 30 seconds before the 5 minute candle closes. This has been an absolute game changer. It's helped me pay attention to the 5 minute chart and helped me with quite a few trades just in the past 2 weeks that I've been using it. I've also got the polarity on the chart with the same settings as the 1 minute. I've got the ultimate POC, ultimate VWAP, 20-period SMA, 250-period SMA. I've got the new extra levels indicator, default settings. There's also some options to show many other different extra levels that I am not utilizing from this indicator. Then I've got the flow stack on the chart. Same settings as the 1 minute, except for the instrument 2, I'm using the 5 minute ES. But same settings for the signal conditions. And then let's check out the ES 1 minute chart. The ultimate POC, got 3 different SMAs. I've got the market maker chart buttons. In case I feel like trading the ES, I've got this set up on my copy trader as well. Ultimate VWAP, the 50-50, polarity with the same settings, key levels indicator, the ultimate HEIKIN ASHI. It's painting the outlines of the candles just like the 60-minute chart, but the inside of the candle is just an up candle or a down candle. This way I can see the price action, and I can also see where the HEIKIN ASHI is at by looking at the outline of the candle. And I could bump up the width of the outline of the candle if I wanted to see that a little bit more prominently. Then I've got the final countdown on the chart. I do not have any audio alerts. I'm just using the bar timer in the upper right corner. So the ES chart's very simple, just looking at basic price action and key levels on the ES. I'm already able to see the delta from the ES on my NQ 5 minute and NQ 1 minute charts. So there's the overview video for the new Ultimate Flow chart template workspace setup, available now in the MMT Chart Templates product. Of course, the individual indicators are not included in the chart templates. The chart templates are simply chart templates. And you do not need to have every single indicator that I listed. If you load the chart templates, it will simply load what you do have and ignore any indicators that you do not have. I'll try and post a full list of the indicators in the description of this video of all the different indicators that I'm using across all of the charts. There are also links to all of the MMT indicators in the description. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan, you're the best. Thanks so much for your support. Lucid has 40% off right now. Apex, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, they all have great deals. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.